2022 കോളിളക്കം സൃഷ്ടിച്ച കാശ്മീർ ഫയൽസ് എന്ന സിനിമയ്ക്ക് ശേഷം വിവാദമായേക്കാവുന്ന മറ്റൊരു സിനിമ ബംഗാൾ ഫയൽസുമായി വിവേക്, അഗ്നിഹോത്രി, പല്ലവി, ജോഷി ടീം എത്തുന്നു. സെപ്റ്റംബർ 5-ന് തിയേറ്ററുകളിൽ എത്തുന്ന ബംഗാൾ ഫയൽസിൻ്റെ പ്രീ റിലീസ് ഇപ്പോൾ അമേരിക്കയിൽ നടക്കുന്നു. മിഥുൻ ചക്രവർത്തി, അനുപം ഖേർ, പല്ലവി, ജോഷി, ദർശൻ എന്നിവ ഇതിലെ പ്രധാന കഥാപാത്രങ്ങളാണ്. സംവിധായകനായ വിവേക് അഗ്നിഹോത്രിയും നിർമ്മാതാവും നടിയുമായ പല്ലവി ജോഷിയും ജനം ടിവിക്ക് അമേരിക്കയിൽ നിന്ന് നൽകിയ പ്രത്യേക അഭിമുഖത്തിൽ നിന്ന് ജയരാജ് ലാക്കാട്ടു തയ്യാറാക്കിയ റിപ്പോർട്ട് കാണാം.
ഏറെ വിവാദമുണ്ടാക്കിയ കാശ്മീർ ഫയൽസിന് ശേഷം വിവേക് അഗ്നിഹോത്രിയും പല്ലവി ജോഷിയും കൂടി ഒരുക്കുന്ന ദ ബംഗാൾ ഫയൽസിൻ്റെ പ്രീ റിലീസ് ഇപ്പോൾ അമേരിക്കയിൽ നടന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. മറ്റൊരു വിവാദത്തിന് തിരികൊളുത്തുകയാണ് ദ ബംഗാൾ ഫയൽസ്. എന്നോടൊപ്പം ഈ ചിത്രത്തിൻ്റെ സംവിധായകരും നിർമ്മാതാക്കളുമായ വിവേക് അഗ്നിഹോത്രിയും പല്ലവി ജോഷിയും ചേരുന്നു.
See, the thing is, in Indian history, lots of truths were covered up by the vested interest. Number one, the colonial forces like Britain, then by the communists, then by the Congress government. And because they didn't want the younger generations to know about the trauma of Hindu society. And they started a secular kind of a system. So in the disguise of secularism, what they were doing was the appeasement of the people who had actually persecuted Hindus and who had committed the genocide of Hindus. Those people were being appeased. It's a very strange thing. Nowhere in the world this kind of thing has happened. And nobody was allowed to speak about it. But then, I don't know, I'm just a medium. I had the blessings of the Almighty. God blessed me, and because of the love and blessings of the people, I found the courage to make this film. After the Kashmir Files, I got more courage, and the Bengal Files now is more intense and more horrifying truth, and that's why I say, if Kashmir hurt you, Bengal will haunt you.
We have more and more files to open in Bharat.
Yeah, there's so much work to do. Like, for example, I researched on Mopla. You know, in Kerala, there's a place called Malabar, where Hindus genocide took place. Then after India got partitioned, Gandhi was assassinated. Then all the Brahmins were butchered in Maharashtra. And like that, we have so many things. You know, Indian sadhus were killed during Indira Gandhi's regime. There are so many stories, but then I am picking up stories which are civilizational stories. Now, Punjab is a great example where 30,000 Hindus had to leave Punjab during the terrorism in Punjab. So there are many stories, but right now I was focusing purely that why we are fighting the communal violence 80 years after the independence. And I realized that the only obstacle, the only hurdle in India's independence is the communal violence, and especially done by the people who persecuted us and people who enslaved us and people who destroyed our temples and culture. Those people are appeased. The Bengal Files is an eye-opener. Whoever has seen in America, we have done about 5 screenings so far, and wherever we have gone, people are stunned to know about this truth, and everybody is saying, we just want our children to see it, our younger generation to see it, and that was the purpose of making this film, to create awareness, and I think so far we have been successful.
बंगाल दूसरा कश्मीर बनता जा रहा है. क्यों आज़ादी के 80 साल बाद भी हम उसी कम्युनल पॉलिटिक्स से लड़ रहे हैं?
I just want people who are watching it to write reviews of this, spread the word of mouth. We make small films with very limited budget with lots of problems. As I am talking to you, so many FIRs, which are police complaints, have been filed against me in Bengal. They don't want this film to release. They want to suppress my voice. They want to suppress the voice of all the Hindus, and I'm fighting it alone. I want everybody who's watching this show to support us and become our strength and bless us so that we are being able to bring this truth of Hindu genocide in front of the world with this film called The Bengal Files. The Bengal Files releases on 5th of September, and I want everybody to watch it, and thank you for taking this interview.
Both of us felt that we need to leave a safer world, a better world for our children. A world where they know their past so that they can carve a better future for themselves. And it was with that thing in mind that Vivek and I decided to take some proactive steps. The first movie in the line of bringing the reality in front of people was Buddha in a Traffic Jam. It was a very, very small attempt, but it became a cult film. It took us about 4 to 5 years to release the film. It was very difficult. But when it got released, when it came in front of people, it kind of became a movement. And a lot of people started talking about that movie, which gave us a little more, how do we say, gave us a little pat on our backs, and we thought that we are encouraged to do another film. And then we sat down and we were talking about our constitution, and then we thought about the 3 lions and what do they symbolize. So in any democracy, the 3 pillars of democracy are truth, liberty and justice. But in case of India, because we are such a new country, we've just, we're 78 years old since our independence. So liberty is still something which is, too far for us to achieve. The basic need is a right to life also, because there has to be dignity in life, and that is the reason why we fought for our independence. So we decided to make 3 movies, one which reveals the right to truth, one which talks about right to justice, and one which talks about right to life. And hence we started with our Files trilogy. The first was Tashkent, which spoke about right to truth. The story that we decided to take was that of our late Prime Minister, the second Prime Minister of India, Lal Bahadur Shastri. There is a lot of suspicion around his death. We don't know whether he died of natural causes or whether he was assassinated. So after 60 years, when we made the movie, it was almost 60 years after Shastri ji's death. And we raised a question that if after 60 years we don't know what happened to the second Prime Minister of our country, does the common man really have any right to truth? Then with the second film, we handled the issue of Kashmiri Pandits, who for 30 years, when we made the film, it was 30 years that they were in exile. They were spread all across the world with no home or no land to go back to. Is there any form of justice in India? So we questioned our right to justice. And through Bengal Files, we are questioning our right to life. Vivek and I decided to, take proactive steps. And I hope and pray that some young filmmakers, take a page out of our book, take some inspiration from us. And we want newer talent to come up and make truth-based films, make films which are centered around India. Talk about the glory of India, talk about what India stands for. Let's make India-centric films, and let's not just make films which are only entertainment. We need to give something to our children. We need to leave something back for the society.
Filmmaking wise, it's a great film and covers great content, and it's part of what happened. So it's a very well made film.
From me to my generation Z and Alpha generation, it's a kind of request that please guys go and watch it.
It's an incredible movie. I'm sure every Indian should watch.
So this is a wonderful movie. I will say everyone in the community should watch this movie.
It was a brilliant movie, very well done. An eye-opener. It was an eye-opener, at least for me. I didn't know the history, and now I know.
Out of words, really based on reality what happened in Bengal, and I would highly recommend it that everyone should go, especially the youth, should go and see this film.
Very well done. You all must watch it.
The entire history tells us that if you don't have a narrative and if you don't say it right, viewed as a aggressor rather than a victim.
സെപ്റ്റംബർ 5 രാജ്യവ്യാപകമായി റിലീസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ദ ബംഗാൾ ഫയൽസ് മറ്റൊരു ചരിത്രം കുറിക്കട്ടെ. ഫ്ലോറിഡയിൽ നിന്നും ജയരാജ് ലാക്കാട്ടൂർ, ടീം ജനം, നമസ്തേ.